This is Kirk Sinclair, the hiking humanitarian, and I'm at a community hot meal program that's being held at St. Mark's UCC in New Albany. And I'm sitting across the table from Glen Snow, who is chairman of the board for the Central Christian Church here in New Albany. And he has shared with me he's been to a lot of different places, Seattle, Chicago, Indianapolis, what have you. And in his mind, nowhere has the different organizations come together to work as well for the community as he has seen in this larger New Albany area. So I have a couple questions for you, Glenn, and one is, how are these different organizations working together to help meet the needs of the communities, and why do you think it works so well here?
Well, I think that first of all, we have a very loving community. It's a very giving community. I think people have stepped up. There are organizations who have stepped up and have I will call it a formal program that is kind of loosey-goosey in many respects, that have drawn in people of like values. And they have started programs, and they have invited other people in to their programs. I'll give you an example. We have an Interfaith Council, which is made up of a lot of churches in the New Albany area. This Interfaith provides everything from women's shelters to a place for little kids to a food pantry, and they coordinate a lot of activities. Now, in particular, at St. Mark's, they have a soup kitchen. Soup kitchen is open to anyone. It is a semi-formal program where they've asked other churches to become involved, and these churches have taken over several weeks of every year where they will provide the service of finding and fixing the food for a population that's in need. This is not something that is overly organized. We have general rules that we follow, but at the same time, they don't tell me I have to fix certain foods. We've taken the opportunity for, in my case, my team, where we'll do 3 Saturdays during the year, where we'll prepare the food, serve the food, and we have made it a point to intermingle with those people who we are serving. I think it's extremely important. I think the people that we have doing this are givers. I think they give of themselves, and they don't see that barrier where there might be problems or poverty of some nature or some abuse of some kind. We try to make this a kind of a more mainstream opportunity, and I just feel that people respond to that better. I want to make sure that when we do our 3 weeks, as the other teams that Central provides for St. Mark's, they feel the same way. We want to provide a hot meal, a nutritious meal, and we want to make sure that people are not in such dire need, and if they are, we can direct them to where they need to go.
Is there anything else you want to share about, for instance, I know the things that this community does goes beyond hot meals, for instance, and it dovetails with some other things. You want to mention some of those other programs as well?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to. We have clothing closets. There's not a person in New Albany, Floyd County, or in Clark County, Indiana, that should have any kind of shabby clothing. There are clothing closets everywhere in our area where they can provide reasonably good, solid clothing, lightly worn, that they can take their family and find something to wear. There's food pantries. These food pantries are places where a family can go, an individual can go, and they can get anything from meat and potatoes to toilet paper and soap. There is a community, what I call a community asset, where the physicians actually will have office hours where someone of need can go in and actually see a physician. So these type of programs are very ingrained into the New Albany, Floyd County area. There's special programs. There's women's shelters. There's women abuse shelters. There's family support systems. If there's a fire, there's places that these people can get a hot meal and they can get a place to stay. I would say there's a lot of integration going on with a variety of programs, and they're stationed throughout the community so someone can be fairly close to these opportunities.
Thank you very much for sharing all that, Glenn. New Albany seems to be quite a special place for us, and we hope that other places can model what New Albany does here. This is Kirk Sinclair.